Welcome to this BVTV Trilogy, coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision. I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. This is episode 2 in the trilogy with leadership coaching supremo Simona Spilak. Hello again, Simona.
Hi, what a title. Thanks a lot, Malcolm. But I think I am the executive leadership coach and working with CEOs and all those ultra successful leaders out there who are looking for support to make even a bigger impact than they already do. So thanks for having me.
I used the word supremo because in episode 1, you definitely showed that. Now, just before we move into me asking your question, I have to ask you this before somebody else does in the audience. What a fabulous backdrop you've got there. What is it?
Yeah, actually, it's a kind of a mastery work, I would call it. And it was done for me exclusively, but one of my friends who is not a painter, but he created like a 3D installation with a lot of different elements on it. And my insight was just prepare something really huge for my wall in the office, which should be black with one red dot. And that's what came out. And that's my background. Well, it might look a little bit too dark, but actually black is my favorite color. And I wrap it with my enthusiasm and the energy, so it doesn't look too dark. So.
Okay, I get it. But I am giving you the award of the best backdrop of the month, by the way. Simona, we now live in a world of continuous uncertainty, and leaders seem to be playing that game whack-a-mole. Solve one problem, another props up like the mole in the fairground game. One major challenge at the moment is talent retention. People are choosing in vast numbers to move jobs, even if they don't have a new one to go to. The reason they give is because of poor leadership during the pandemic. Now, given that McKinsey says that 48% worldwide could be moving jobs this year, that's an awful and a damaging loss of talent. How do you suggest leaders reduce that loss?
Yeah, that's such an interesting question, but I would say also kind of a complex one. And I would love to answer it in 3 parts, just to make it a little bit simpler. The first one, I believe there wasn't like a lack or bad leadership during the pandemic. I would say that it actually, sometimes it's misused by the magazines and so on. I would say that the leaders are only facing completely different challenges. Working remotely, managing your own private life, your family life, your free time, and then finding a completely new way how to motivate, how to engage with your employees, and at the end of the day, how to deliver all those completely different activities and results. That's something what leaders were facing, and they were finding their own way, the best possible way, with the support of the HR, with a lot of online available webinars and education, but just to manage all that. And I believe that there is a lot of efforts behind in different levels of leadership, not only top executives leaders with whom I work with, but as well on the level of team leaders, people who have 2 or 3 team members only, and all of them were struggling. But then we found a way how to manage and how to really be effective in communicating online, how to engage remotely, because there was a lot of really valuable and quality material out there. And I'm really happy that we all done that in the segment of coaches and trainers, really sharing a lot of valuable knowledge and experiences. So that's the first piece. The second piece, I would say, in regards to talent development, there is one really important and crucial difference what regards the leadership, in the sense of being focused on problems or not. And I would say, and I shared it somewhere already, that for me, that's the difference between a great and an extraordinary leader. Great leaders solve problems, they create action plans, and that's where they focus, and that's where really they need a team for, and that's how they develop their employees, but as well team members, also execs. And the other piece of really those extraordinary and hugely successful leaders, those are focusing on the opportunities. They create the environment where their teams can flourish, where they can really be successful by not solving a problem, but giving them the opportunity, a challenge where they can play with and really develop their own competences, their own skills, and notice the results and the change and the impact they can make. And that's, for me, something what's called great leadership. And I believe that that's one of the key competences, not only to recruit talent and to really get new energy in your organization, but as well to keep talent.
Brilliant. Yes. Yeah. I love all of that. I love all of that answering there, but it's already set in motion, unfortunately, isn't it? You know, this leaving. So what should leaders do now to stop it? You know,
it is, you know, we are living in such a crazy era of era of the times where really there are so many great opportunities out there, and really employees are changing their jobs, sometimes for the salary, sometimes for the challenge, sometimes for entering new industries. But on the other hand, I believe that the talent challenge, or not losing the talent or really acquiring talents, is in the fact that we are able to create interesting workplaces, and that leaders are able not only to create a space where employees or their talents can grow and flourish, but that they really create also the environment where they can have their own impact. And I would say that it has to do, everything what's going on with the talent has to do a lot with the change of different needs. So there are completely new work positions out there, completely new profiles needed. For some of them, in majority, people are still not equipped or experienced enough. That's why we have a lack of talent. So it's the change of technology, the change of industry, and we are still, all of us, we are equipping ourselves with new skills and new competences. That's why we have that lack of talent. But on the other hand, that talents leaving their company, I believe it has to do purely with the values and the culture of the organization. And that's where that creating opportunities, creating environment of appraisal, accepting mistakes, but as well showing appreciation, it's so important. And that's the task of leadership.
Excellent. Thanks, Simona. Now, let me remind our audience of your URL, your website address, which is on viewers. You can see it on the screen behind me, but listeners, let me spell it out. It's all the W's, Simona, S-I-M-O-N-A, Simona Spilak, S-P-I-L-A-K, simonaspilak.com. Now, Simona, tell me about your calls that you do with leaders, and it's a complimentary call, isn't it?
Yeah, I do coaching, and I coach all the high-performing leaders and ultra successful leaders and execs. And you can reach out to me, have a one-on-one discussion with me, completely complimentary, and we can see how I can help you not only retain talent, but as well gain great results and create opportunities for your existing teams.
Yeah, you will have seen the details of that come across the bottom of the screen, and if you missed it, replay the interview. Leaders face a constant
and book a call. So pardon.
You know, come on, everybody, you've seen in 2 episodes so far. Simona knows what she's talking about, certainly. Leaders face a constant barrage of new challenges, which may mean new skills to be learned, such as consciousness, using their emotional intelligence, showing greater empathy, agility, and adaptability. That's where the experience of Simona Spilak can provide your answer. Thanks, Simona.
Thanks a lot for having me, and see you in the third episode.